So protection is five people working as one. Carolina secondary is trying to build that same connection from the back end. So this brings us to our last topic of the day, and it talks about the secondary triangle. So it talks about Jaycee Horn, Mike Jack, and Nick Scott, and how they define Carolina's defense. All right. Can Horn, Jackson, and Scott define Carolina defense? So here's the facts first. J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson, and Nick Scott were three constants in Carolina's secondary last season. Horn played 90% of Carolina's defensive snaps. Scott played 98%, and Mike Jackson played 98%. The Panthers have described Horn as an aggressive playmaker, Jackson as a calculated anticipator, and Scott as a key contributor. All right. So a secondary becomes an identity when its communication survives motion, route exchanges, play action, and extended plays. Horn's aggression can create turnovers. Jackson's anticipation can keep the coverage structure intact. Scott's communication can prevent a coverage from falling apart after the snap. But all three still need a pass rush to force quarterbacks into difficult decisions. So my first question to the panel, and Nick, you can go first. Can Horn, Jackson, and Scott be the identity of this defense, or is it still all about whether the pass rush shows up? What say you, sir?
Shoot, that is a hard situation because I think it goes hand in hand because I don't feel like you can cover forever. But I do believe that I think they can get the job done. And I did see some things from the pass rush that we ain't seen in a long time. So I think they're gonna work in tandem this year. But yeah, I do believe it does. They go hand in hand. I don't think you can have. I think you can have a good secondary without pass rush, but I don't think you can have a
Mm-hmm.
great secondary without pass rush.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. So that's all I was saying. Really, I was just saying I think they go hand in hand, and I don't. And like I said, I don't think. Obviously, I don't believe you can have a great pass rush without having somebody who can make the cover initially and don't allow them to make the quick throws. And I don't believe you can have a great secondary without having some form of pass rush because if you don't force them to do stupid things, the pass rush doesn't. I mean, the secondary doesn't get opportunities to jump balls the way that they have. So I think we're gonna be okay. I did see some.
Mm-hmm.
I did see life out of our pass rush. So
Yes, I
I
did
even
too.
saw
I ain't gonna
Princely.
lie.
I even saw Princely put up and instead of doing all that talking and doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like a complete 180 from what we saw against Arizona in the Hall of Fame game. That's for sure. That's for sure. Big Zip, what you got for me, Zip?
I think uh I think the secondary will remain the strength of the defense, and I think with the addition of a pass rush, if we can get home this year,
Yeah.
I think they'll get even better. I think they'll get even better. You know, I see Devin Lloyd putting his imprint on this team. Um, man, I'm excited for this defense this year. But I think the secondary gonna remain the strength though, Tony.
Okay. Rashad, welcome,
Yeah.
my brother. Thank you for joining the panel today. Rashad, what's going on?
It's good. Yeah. Had a little late morning. Yeah, I got there,
Yeah,
got
nope,
up.
nope.
I was like, damn, it's already 9. Yeah, Tone already been on for about 2 days, 3 hours. I was shit, let me get on here for a little minute.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
did you hear the question?
You said something about I heard them answering the question. What you say you?
So
You said something
so
about this
so let me
pass rush
so
and this
let
and
me
this.
ask the question. Let me ask the question again. Can Horn, can JC Horn, Mike Jackson, and Nick Scott be the identity of this defense, or is it still all about whether the pass rush shows up?
Uh, I'm with Nick a little bit. I think you gotta have a little bit of both. But if you want me to put my money on something right now, I'll put it on the secondary because I know what they can do. Um,
Okay.
but as far as like the pass rush, man, I mean, I'm also what Nick said, man. Like he pretty much said, anything that I'm thinking right now. So I mean, I, I'm gonna just go ahead with that, man. I ain't even gonna repeat what Nick said, but I'm pretty much on the same train, man. You you gotta have pass rush. You can't cover people for 10 seconds, 11 seconds in the NFL. You gotta be able to get some be able to get some pass rush on those guys, man. So
Right.
man, yeah, let me go ahead and stop being long winded. But yeah, man, I'm just go ahead with Nick, man. I think yeah, it got to go hand in hand, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, y'all
All
know I'm being
right.
long winded. Yeah,
So so Zip, I'm gonna come to you for this one. Um, a lot has been made about should Jaycee Horn travel with the number ones, and now that it has been talked about, and he's even talked about being able to play more in the slot this year. How much freedom uh should Carolina give J.C. Horn? How much freedom? How much freedom should Horn have?
I think he should have full freedom. And I think that's something that would also elevate the defense because when you know where JC Horn is going to be, pretty much like how we've been deploying the defense, it kind of makes it easier to game plan around that. But when JC Horn is traveling and if he's in the slide on opposite ends of the boundaries, you know what I'm saying? It kind of makes it hard. You got to make that quarterback read the defense. It's not so much a premeditated playbook they running out there with. He got to go out there and read that defense and see what the fuck JC Horn at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think with him beginning to move over into the slot, that'll help. That'll help as well, man. And that's gonna unlock the secondary even more. And then when you look at another thing too, when you look at players like Jackson Smith and Jigma, who was killing people from the slot last year, you know, I think that's what we're trying to prepare for, those killers in the slot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I got you. Rashad, what you think? Should J.C. Horn have more freedom?
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's the number one corner on the team, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. He was a Pro Bowl last year. I don't know what the other corners did last year, but he damn near looked like an All Pro. I don't know if he made All Pro. I don't think he made All Pro, but he looked like the All Pro at times. And him being the number one cornerback, I think he can play his own. And he can go 1-on-1. And I don't think Mike Jackson is a good 1-on-1 slot. He's not a slot guy. Shaw Smith Wade, he's decent. Corey Thornton been getting chewed up all training camp. Will Lee is a rookie. Uh, the other guys are just special team guys, but like like he said, man, a lot of these teams they try to get matchups. A lot of times I see like the number one corner going in. I mean the number one wide receiver in the slot sometimes. And then last year, a lot of times I seen J.C. Horn on the opposite side of the field. I mean, you got let me see. Let me see a guy. I don't think like a Mike Jackson, like say like a speed guy, more speedy guy. You know what I'm saying? Like on Waddle last year, they had Mike Jackson on Waddle, and he got burnt on that play for the TD. I'm like, well, why don't they have J.C. Horn traveling? Because most number one corners that I've seen, they travel with the number one receiver. So that's what I think they're trying to do. They're trying to move them around so they can get better matchups on defense as far as get their best players in position. You know how sometimes when you're watching the pre defense, how sometimes you get the linebacker that they'll switch sides with the other linebacker, or you would get like a guy like D Brown. He'll move to the other side of the line. I think it's all
Mm-hmm.
about matchups on offense and defense. I think defense look for matchups too. So I don't think they just look at them like, you know what, we want to play you at slot. We want to put you up against their slot. No, I don't think it's like that. I just think they just going to move them around to stop teams from doing Ejib, what's the name? Ejiba from Seattle. What's the name? Ejiba, something.
JSN.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackson
him.
Smith
Yeah,
and Jigba. Yeah.
yeah. They put guys like him in the
Okay.
slot. So I think that's what they're gonna do. Put him in the slot so he can cover those number one guys that seem try to be slick and put him in the slot, move him around and stuff like that.
All
It's
right.
good for him though.
Nick,
I
what
like
you
it.
got? What you got, Nick?
Um, I mean, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. What y'all, man? I've been. I think that him traveling will help a lot. Like that game. I'm gonna tell you the perfect game. That game against Cincinnati when Dago when he was over there with JC one time, and then they started moving him around, and Chase went absolute crazy on us. Hey, so I move let these bugs have to work for it. That's all I'm saying. You put your
Yeah.
best corner on them, they gotta come with their best performance. And and usually what'll happen is obviously if you got a great player that's like Jamar Chase or something like that, they're gonna get theirs a little bit here and there. But if you got your best corner
Yeah,
on there, it usually goes back and forth. It usually goes
yeah.
back and forth.
Nobody want to
So
see. Yeah, no, nobody want to see the defense get burned by the number one receiver, and you got Shao Smith Wade or Mike Jackson. They want to see if we're gonna get burnt. I want to see Jaycee Horn get burnt by the number one guy, not Mike Jackson or Shao Smith Wade or Nick Scott.